Yeah, g'day. Today's date is the 19th of December 2023, and Nikki and I had an unusual experience today. Oh, by the way, I'm Justin Porter. Yeah, Nikki and I had an unusual experience today. We were driving to the PA hospital, which is 63 kilometres from our house, and about 15 k's into our journey, we heard a bang going past Wood Hill. There was a bang on Nikki's side of the car, like a bang, like a pop, like a bang noise, and we thought we might have popped a tyre. We thought we might have popped a tyre, and we were going past roadworks, and it was about 60 kilometres an hour. I think the roadworks. We were going from a basically a 80 kilometre zone into a 60 kilometre zone, and the roadworks was 60, and then it was like 40, but we heard a banging noise. And because in Australia you'll have a 100 kilometre zone, the highway, then you'll have 80 kilometres. Whenever they do roadworks, they'll normally have 60 kilometres, and then they drop it down to 40 kilometres, right? And when we're in the 60 kilometre zone, past these roadworks, we heard this bang, and we thought, oh, it sounds like a popped tyre on Nikki's side, the passenger side. And we popped the tyre, we ran over something and the tyres popped. So what I did, we pulled over into the next traffic lights, into this side street, and checked the car out, checked the tyre, and there was no hissing noise of a popped tyre. And we thought, oh, and it looked like there was coffee on the grill of the car and on the bonnet of the car, and like coffee, and it looked like it was coffee, it looked like coffee. We thought we might have ran over one of the workmen's coffee containers, like coffee urn or something like that, because I thought it wouldn't have been a carton of coffee, because it wouldn't have made such a loud bang. And we thought, oh, right, car's okay. So tried to start the car, and a bit of trouble starting it, like, flat battery. But pushed the accelerator and got the car going, and went on to past the roadworks into the 80 kilometre zone. We went into the 80 kilometre zone. After the roadworks, it was 80 kilometres. And there was a police speed camera. And in Australia, whenever there's a police speed camera, they take your speed, and a lot of people going in the opposite direction will flash their lights at you. They'll flash their lights at you, letting you know that there's a speed camera up ahead. So, well, that didn't matter to me, because I was barely doing 80 kilometres, and all of a sudden the car started to make a burning, kind of like a funny crackling noise. And a lot of people were flashing their lights at us, and I thought we'd pass the speed camera, and someone yelled out, "Your car's on fire! Car's on fire!" I thought, oh wow, so had to find a safe spot to pull over, and so we pulled over, and these two cars behind us stopped and got out, and there was like smoke coming out under our bonnet, our hood, smoke, and it wasn't radiator smoke, it was like white billowy smoke. And the people stopped, and they said, you had flames coming out from under your car, flames. And what had happened, we didn't run over a coffee thing, but we must have run over a rock or something, and the rocks flipped up and hit the oil pipe or oil, whatever, and sprayed oil on the engine and caused a fire. And I was going to lift the hood, the bonnet, and they said, don't lift the hood, the bonnet, and because oxygen will come in and start the fire. So these nice, beautiful people that stopped behind us, there's two cars, like two people in four-wheel drive, stopped to help us, and they rang up the fire department, and I said, "Was flames coming from under the car?" And they said, "Yeah." Well, we could see the white billowing smoke coming out of the hood, and then they said, I said, "Wow, thanks so much for helping us," and so the fire department came, the tow truck came, and the fire actually went out. The fire went out on its own. And and the tow truck came, and we're sorting out the insurance and everything, and I think the car's going to be a ride-off. And I was taking Nikki to the hospital, to get her romiplastin, her artificial platelets, that builds up her platelets, this drug that builds up her platelets, romiplastin, it helps build up her platelets. And the Australian government pays for that. We just got to pay $43 for it, but the government pays all the rest. It's about hundreds of dollars, the government pays for it. Because we've got Medicare in Australia. And what happened, they took us home and they carted the car off, and I think the car's a ride-off. But these two beautiful people that stopped, I don't know what religion they were. They could have been Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't know, I didn't ask them. They could have been any religion, I don't know. They could have been atheists, I really don't know, but they stopped to help. And I just thought human nature, we go out of our way to help our fellow man when he's in trouble, and we're so grateful for those people, because we would have got incinerated in the car if we kept on driving. If they didn't yell out, "Fire! Fire!" We would have kept driving, and we would have ended up getting incinerated. But I was going to stop the car anyway, because the smoke was coming out of the bonnet. But and so we have to go get another car, and then insurance, I think, so, but there's two beautiful Jehovah's Witness sisters in the congregation that Nikki is in, and brothers, and they're going to help look for a car for Nicole. And Jehovah's Witnesses are beautiful people, and they help each other out whenever there's trouble. They go out of their way to help. So two sisters and a brother, their husbands are going to help Nikki and I find another car, because I drive Nikki to the meetings every Tuesday night, and field service. I drive at a field service on Saturday mornings. And I think the Jehovah's Witnesses appreciate that, because I'm not stopping Nikki from practicing her religion. And she doesn't condemn me for being an atheist. She thinks I'm a fool, an atheist fool. Well, I'm an agnostic atheist, agnostic. I call myself an agnostic atheist, but I'm on the fence between agnosticism and atheism. It's on the fence between the two. And the more I see world events with earthquakes and floods and pandemics, I can't help thinking there is no God, But it's lovely to see people help each other. And I just want to say Jehovah's Witnesses are beautiful people, and they do help out each other. But if you ever leave, they shun you, and they believe they're shunning you out of love. They're not doing this to be mean. And amazing, one of the sisters that's looking, her and her husband, one of the sisters, Nikki went witnessing with a couple of weeks ago, out Saturday, when I was making my apostate video, one of my apostate videos, and I went to the hall and picked up Nikki after the meeting, and I said, "Oh, who did you go witnessing with today?" And Nikki told me the sister's name, and I thought, "Oh, she's a beautiful sister." She helped Nikki and I get a car, and her and her husband helped Nikki and I get a car years ago, and amazing. Oh, you worked with such and such. Oh, she's a lovely sister, beautiful sister, And Nicole said to me, she's got a bone to pick with you, Justin. She's got a bone to pick with you, Justin, because you mucked up one of her Bible studies. Apparently, when I do window cleaning, if I bump into people, I tell them about Jehovah's Witnesses and how I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. And my biggest gripe with the Jehovah's Witnesses is basically if you leave the religion because you no longer believe in it, you will be shunned, you know. Basically, if you change your religious beliefs, you'll be shunned and you lose your family, your friends. And I talk a lot about the two-witness rule, covering over child abuse with the two-witness rule, the blood transfusion policy, the shunning, basically. But I always tell people that Jehovah's Witnesses are beautiful people. I always tell people when I go window cleaning, I always tell people that whenever Jehovah's Witnesses come to your door, be nice to them. And because teenagers come, be nice to them, because some of those young teenagers may not believe in the religion, and they have to go out witnessing. It's kind of compulsory. So be nice to them. And I always tell people that Jehovah's Witnesses are just victims of 9 guys in New York City, the governing body, and the governing body live like kings, and they dictate if Jehovah's Witnesses can have beards, or Jehovah's Witnesses should count their hours. They make all the doctrine, and yeah. So Jehovah's Witnesses really are beautiful people, and they're just victims. And I never do car crashing. If I see Jehovah's Witnesses at the cart when I'm window cleaning, I don't crash the cart. I don't go up and engage them. I did it first. When I first left. I did it for about a year. I'd go up and talk to them, and I thought, no, I'm not achieving anything. And it doesn't matter what I tell them. To them, I'm an apostate, and you know, and I would have been the same when I was a witness. But the interesting thing is Jehovah's Witnesses are beautiful people. They do mean well, and it's just the 9 governing body members in New York City that control them like puppets, literally like puppets on a string. And that's all I wanted to say. And they changed the beard doctrine. You can have beards now. They changed, you don't have to count hours. So whatever the governing body comes up with, maybe they may say that sisters can carry microphones, or they might say Jehovah's Witnesses are allowed to marry whoever they fall in love with. So if a young 20-year-old Jehovah's Witness falls in love with someone of another faith, another faith, you can still marry them, because I'm an agnostic atheist. I am an agnostic atheist, and I'm married to a Jehovah's Witness. Nicole's a Jehovah's Witness, and we have a beautiful marriage. We're the best of friends, and we get on. We just have a difference of religion, you know, and religion shouldn't have to divide us. Nicole knows what I believe in, and I know what she believes in. I do explain why I no longer believe in God. And one of the reasons why I don't think there is a God, here's an illustration. If you saw an old lady on the other side of the street being attacked by thugs, robbers, you had the power to stop that. You'd run over and stop. Hey, leave her alone, you know. You would stop, prevent your fellow man from being picked on, victimised, and a lot of people I ask, they say, well, why doesn't God do that? Well, God will reward the person in the afterlife. In the afterlife, will get rewarded. Well, they'll all get rewarded in an afterlife. All the religions teach that. But would that be, oh no, I'm not going to help that lady with the robbers. They've just thrown her on the ground and robbed her. No need to help her. God's going to reward her in the afterlife. No, you wouldn't. You'd step in and help. You'd help that person. The people who were following behind us when our car was on fire today, I don't know what religion they were. They could have been Jehovah's Witnesses for all I know. I didn't ask them. They could have been whatever religion, Muslim. They could have been atheists or agnostics, but they just went out to help their fellow man. It's just naturally that we do that. But God doesn't step in and help with flood victims, with earthquake victims, with victims of crime, with little children being molested by priests. Why doesn't God stop that pedophile and remove that wicked desire, and so that child doesn't get harmed? But he just sits back and watches people suffer all over a piece of forbidden fruit, And the Muslims believe that if you fly not all Muslims, but a lot of Muslim extremists believe if you fly the 2 aeroplanes in the Twin Towers, they were rewarded in paradise. If they kill infidels, they'll be rewarded in paradise with 72 virgins. They'll blow themselves up as a suicide bomber for 72 virgins in paradise. Only 72 virgins? I would blow myself up for 100 virgins. Only 72? 100 and I'll blow myself up. Like it's that kind of, people want to be good for the sake of goodness, not because we're going to get a reward in the afterlife or avoid doing evil things because we don't want to be punished. I think it's just human nature that we help each other out. And they didn't experiment with chimpanzees in a laboratory, and this chimpanzee was fed grapes, and he had a red button and a blue button. If he pressed red button and a green button, if he pressed the red button, only he would get grapes, but the other chimpanzee in the other cage, who he didn't know from a bar of soap, would get no grapes. But if he pushed the green button, he would get grapes, and the chimpanzee in the other cage would get grapes too. This chimpanzee kept on going for the green button to help his fellow primate who he didn't know, and humans are the same, and we're just primates, and we do make mistakes. Sometimes we let our animal instinct get the better of us. Example, you can say to a dog, do dogs sin? Do dogs sin? I say to a dog, don't touch the chicken on the table, right? Do not touch the chicken on the table. The dog, as soon as you turn your back, the dog may reach up and grab the chicken from the table. Is that dog a sinner? No, dog was just following its animal instinct. And sometimes our animal instincts get the better of us, and we get in trouble and cause harm to others if we don't control our animal instinct. We can make some mighty big mistakes in our life, and like a dog, if you throw a stick over a cliff, if the dog's not thinking straight, he'll make an accident and jump over the cliff to his death. But if the dog stops, oh, wait a minute, that's the edge of a... we do silly things in life, and that's what I basically wanted to say. The car's lost, but hopefully we'll get another one, and so I just walk to work now with my window cleaning gear. It's about 3 kilometres, the shops. Now I'll have to walk about 3 kilometres to the shops to do the windows, and until we get a car. And I can take Nikki to the meetings again and our field service again. But the Jehovah's Witness brothers and sisters will pick up Nikki for the meetings and the field service groups. And I just want to let people know that Jehovah's Witnesses are beautiful people. They're victims of a religious 9 guys in New York who are running the strings and dictating if they can grow a beard or not, or count their time, You know, what changes will be next? Who knows, you know. But that's all I wanted to say. And once the shunning stops, the videos will stop, because I really have no one to talk to except for ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. And the only reason why I make these videos, because nobody really understands when I do window cleaning, I might tell people about being an ex-Jehovah's Witness, what it's like being shunned. Sometimes they look at you strange, like, what you do to be shunned, you know. You must be, or he must be. Takes two to tango. They look at you weird, but only ex-Jehovah's Witnesses understand what it's like to be shunned. Only ex-Jehovah's Witnesses know what it's like, you know. And that sister, the beautiful sister that has a bone to pick with me, because I mucked up her Bible study. And I often tell people I have a YouTube channel called Justin Porter XJW. Check out my YouTube channel where I debunk the Bible. I don't believe in the Bible, I debunk it, you know. And why, you know, Christianity, I'm no longer a Christian. I'm not a Christian anymore. I am an atheist, I suppose, with a little bit of agnosticism thrown in, because I really don't know if there is life after death. Be nice if we would be reunited with our loved ones, and I don't know, so I'm still agnostic in that way. So when the video shunning stops, the videos will stop. And I'm glad you spent the 21 minutes with me, 21 minutes, and we'll call that quits. Bye then.